Hey everyone, how are you? Welcome back to the Miranda Zone. It's your girl Miranda. Okay, so this is another, how to handle high school. Okay, there are lots of ways to handle high school, but I am going to name the things that you have to deal with when you're in high school. Of course, you have to deal with it, all your years in school, period. But especially high school, you have to deal with peer pressure. Yeah, I know. Big word, right? Peer pressure. Okay, so there are several crowds that you need to know about when you're in high school. Well, from junior high basically to high school. It's mainly in high school though, because I didn't have to deal with it much when I was in junior high. But I did have to deal with it when I was in high school, all 4 years of high school. But you have your regular group, your normal people group, your dorky people group, your intimacy group, where guys just want to have lots of intimacy moments with you. And there's the drugs group, where all these kids that do drugs want you to do drugs, and the drinking, alcohol, the alcoholism crowd. All these crowds will try to get you to join them. If the good crowd thinks that you are a smart and good person, that doesn't do drugs and have intimacy moments and things like that, then you will belong in the good crowd. And if the intimacy group thinks that you like to, if they think that's all you like to do is just have intimacy moments 24/7, then they'll ask you in their group. If the drug addicts, think you're a druggie, then they'll ask you to be in their group. In the alcoholisms, the drugs, and then the nerds, all of those groups will. It depends on who likes you, who wants to pick you, basically. But you yourself have to decide what you want to do. If you are a smart person, you would choose the correct people to hang around with. Because everybody, there's going to be some groups that will not pick you because they think you don't belong in that group. Unless you show them otherwise. If you are a good person that doesn't do drugs or alcohol or have intimacy moments, then you will belong in the good crowd. People are going to like you, because you're a good person. You're not, doing things that you shouldn't do and things like that. And if you are a nerd, just a straight up nerd, that crowd will want you if they so happen to like you. And so on and so forth. If the guys or girls that want to date you and want to have intimacy moments with you, then they'll try to do that with you. All I'm saying is when you are in school, period, not just junior high, but high school, you know, when you're in school, you have teachers to help you to make kids not bother you. But when you're out in the real world after high school, after you graduate high school, there's not going to be, people helping you make decisions for yourself. You're going to have to make decisions for yourself by yourself. Now, I'm not saying you won't have friends that'll help you, You will have friends that will help you make a decision, but they won't help you make the decision. In order to be an adult, when you jump in the real world, you have to do things by yourself. You have to make decisions on your own because your parents are not going to be there to hold your hand every single day of your life. And I know I sound really harsh and a sarcastic so-and-so, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm just telling you the straight up truth. The straight up serious bull. I just thought, though, I was trying to be funny with that, but anyway. If you don't want to, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. I don't judge people. At least I try not to. I was just raised to always do the right thing. I was raised not to do drugs. I was raised not to, do alcohol. I was raised not to have intimacy moments. Save your intimacy for the person that you're going to marry. That's the big thing. If you're thinking about having an intimacy moment, why is that hard for me to say? But if you're thinking about, being or having intimacy moments with your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, think about this. There is a 50-50 chance that you could possibly get pregnant. I'm not saying you will get pregnant. I'm just saying there is a possibility that you could. Even if you used protection, you still could get pregnant. Those protection things are not always 100% protective. But if you end up getting pregnant, you are going to have to raise your child either with the person you done it with, you had intimacy moments with, or you are going to have to raise your child by yourself, just completely on your own. Or you can, if you can't handle your child, the smart thing to do would be give it up for adoption. Only if you cannot handle, raising a baby on your own. But it's always important, at least I was raised this way, and I do believe in this 100%. You should always, always, always wait until you get married to the person you're going to get married to start thinking about having a family with. Plus, before you marry somebody, you know, get to know somebody. Take a long, long time to get to know somebody. And it don't matter how long it takes to get to know somebody. It could take, now some people take 2 months, some people take 5 months, some people take 9 months, some people take a year, some people take 2 years. If I were going to date somebody, I would, and I really would do this too, because I just would. But I would take 6 or 7 years to date somebody before I married them. 6 or 7 years. Maybe 8 years. But I would date them for as long as I could to find out what kind of personality they have. If they have a really, really bad, bedside manner, a bad temper, you don't want to marry them. You don't want to date somebody or marry somebody who has a really, really, really bad temper on them. You just, because, it could get really, really bad on you. I'm just saying. But, find out a lot about the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, find out a lot about the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, because, it's gonna be rough on you if you end up having a child and the guy or woman, if the guy or woman ends up not wanting the baby. And I know that sounds really, really bad, but that's the truth. My cannula just moves out of my nose when I scratch my nose, but anyway, sorry about that. Now let's get to the crowd where they do drugs. Don't ever do drugs. Don't mess your life up. There's going to be kids in school that will try their best to talk you into doing drugs every single day. And it's your job to say no. Even at having intimacy moments at a very, very young age, it's your job to say no. I mean, I was a loner when I was in high school. I didn't bother nobody. I didn't get in the wrong crowd. I just pretty much stayed away from all the crowds because I didn't want to get into a bad crowd. So I pretty much was to myself. I did have some, at least two or three really, really good friends in school. Junior high all the way up to high school. But yes, I did have some really, really good friends in school. But I kind of watched those people, even though they were my friend. I still watched them on what their personality was like. Are they really going to be there for me? You know, things like that. And that's what your parents should teach you. They should teach you to watch who you hang out with, no matter who it may be. It could be a really, really good person. It could be, somebody, a woman who got, or a girl that got pregnant by a guy. She's trying to, talk you into doing the same thing. You don't want to be talked in to be doing that. You just don't want to do that. And you don't want to be talked into doing drugs and alcohol and all that stuff, because drugs and alcohol will definitely, mess with your brain. Really, really bad. I just know this stuff because I was taught these things in school. My teachers would teach us how bad it was to do drugs and to get pregnant, especially without being married, because it could be really, really hard on anybody, man or woman, to get pregnant without being married, But like I said, I would rather much hang out with the good crowd than I would the other crowds, because when I was in school, I wanted to be a good person. I wanted people to like me, but I wanted to be a good person. I wanted everybody that was around me to know that I was a good person. And I still want to be a good person. I feel like I am a good person, but whenever anybody is around me, I want everybody around me, even to this day, to know that I am a good person, that I know what to do and what not to do in life. Whenever you are in a tough situation, see, I did this. I kind of did this whenever I was in bad situations in school. Like, I got into several bad situations in school, and I would kind of ask myself, would God like this? Does God like this? Would God like this? I would kind of think that way. And it would keep me from making bad decisions. So I wouldn't make those bad decisions. I did, however, hang out with a rough girl by accident when I was in junior high. I didn't even know it either until towards the end of our friendship. In the beginning of our friendship, I didn't even know she was a rough person. And then towards the end of our friendship, she got really, really rough. Like, she had a whole bunch of things about her that I just, I did not want to be around it. I didn't want people to think that I was that way, so I stopped, I stopped being friends with her because I like myself. I want others to like me too. So I ended that friendship really quick. So that way people didn't think that I was a rough person too. I did, however, stand my ground whenever I needed to. If anybody picked on me, I stood my ground. And everybody should do that. I'm not saying get in fights. Avoid that. Do not get in fights at all whatsoever. If you can keep from it, do not get in fights. If somebody in school is bothering you, tell a teacher or a counselor or a principal or whatever. Even tell a friend, but don't get in fights, because fighting never solves anything. I learned that a long time ago when I was in school. I learned that fighting was not the answer. Of course, when I was in school, I was the type of girl when I was in school, I didn't get along with girls that much. I mainly got along with guys. Now that I'm older, now that I am an adult, I'm getting along with women and men. I'm not saying I'm bisexual or I'm gay or anything like that, because I'm totally not. I am totally straight. I like men and only men. That is it. But I see nothing wrong with having a girl that's a friend as long as it's just a friend. But I am totally 100, a million % straight. But I just didn't want you to think I was the other way around when I was saying all these things. But yeah, I got along with guys better than I did with girls in school. Because most girls, when I was in school, wanted to fight me. They either wanted to just start arguments with me, or they actually wanted to fight me. There were times when I wished that I wasn't in a wheelchair, because I wanted to kick a few girls' butts. I really did want to. So bad. So they were very, very lucky that I was disabled. Because if I wasn't disabled, I would have taken them on. I would have said, come on, let's do this. And I would have fought them, because there were some girls that I didn't mind fighting with if I could. So, yeah. But like I said, fighting is not the answer. Always avoid fights. Ignore people, because I've also been taught that not everybody is going to like you. That's just life. Not every single person that you're around is going to like you. There are going to be loads of people that like you. there's gonna be loads of crap. My bad. There is going to be loads of people that are going to love the crap out of you. But yes, there's going to be people that just love the crap out of you. And there's also going to be people that can't stand you whatsoever. There's going to be people that bring you up. And there's going to be people that's going to take you, that's going to want to take you down. I really hate somebody in a bad mood because they always want to bring you in a bad mood. I mean, especially the girls that wanted to fight me, they were always in a bad mood. They were like, there's nothing good in my life and everybody's against me and I'm going down and I'm taking you down with me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? But there's gonna be people like that. There's gonna be people when you're in school that you just want to slap them and run. It's gonna be one of those slap and run situations. There's a website on Facebook it's entitled shutupimstilltalking.com or whatever. I don't know if you guys see those little bitty posts on Facebook, but they are so funny. I share them on my page every single day because I think they're so funny. I just love the crap out of them. But yeah, I will be posting those things every day. My phone's charging right now. I think. Yeah. My phone is charging right now. So I can't look up those funny sayings for you guys, but that's okay. I did that in one of my latest videos. I read some of those comments on a video recently, so you should check that out. The ones I read to you guys in one of my latest videos, I was cracking up. So whenever if you see a video of me dying laughing in one of my recent videos, that's the video that I was reading those posts from Facebook. Because I just got a kick out of it. Like, seriously. I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. So, yeah, just number one, you have to like yourself in order for others to like you. And like I said, there's going to be people that love the crap out of you and that want to hang around you and, be there for you, pick you up when you're down. There's going to be those awesome friends that want to be around you. And there's also going to be that crowd that just wants to break you down. They just want to tear you apart. They just want to rip your guts out and all. And those people you really don't want to hang around. So yeah, that's how to handle high school. Just be careful about who you hang out with and make the right decisions for yourself. Always think about what you're doing, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, and things like that. Just be smart about your decisions. And then everything should fall in place. So I guess that's about it. Thank you for watching this video. Peace and God bless. Oh, and by the way, I'm really, really sorry that the live video that I made yesterday was a little wonky. I had a really, really bad connection last night with my internet. At least that's what the live chat thing said. So I'm really sorry about that, but I am doing more Ask Miranda videos. So if there's anybody that wants to continue asking me questions, I will do another live video either tonight or tomorrow. But please keep sending me questions that you want to know about me, and I will make another live video and answer all of your questions live. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm done now. God bless. Peace.